Welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids with me, Kat Hansen. I am bringing you this show in an attempt to educate you about the forgotten creatures and beings that exist alongside of us on this amazing planet that we call home. Many of these hidden beings are elusive and highly intelligent. Our ancient ancestors of North and South America knew of and understood these beings quite well. I have designed this show as a sister program to our Understanding Sasquatch series. Many people are coming into contact with these elusive creatures, and they do not have any knowledge or understanding of what it is they are seeing and interacting with. This oftentimes leaves these individuals fearful and confused. It's my intention to shed some light and share knowledge through this series. I'm going to help alleviate that fear and confusion. It is time for the light to shine through the darkness. If you are interested in sharing your encounter, contact me directly at cathansen@yahoo.com, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, it's me, Kat. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about winged beings. Yeah, that's a strange one, I know, but I thought we should give it a chance here. A lot of people write me and have seen the winged beings, and they're not too sure what exactly it is they're seeing. Predominantly what I get are from men, and they've seen something that looks like a giant owl, but it's actually a woman in the form of a giant owl, if that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying here is that her face is very round, like an owl's would be. She has feathery hair, and the wings on her are very similar to an owl. In Native American lore, she is called Ishkitini. She's usually seen as a female, and that's what I tend to get the most notification on here, is that men have seen a giant owl woman. Now, there have been many reports of these beings over the years. There was a very famous owl man that was seen in England for quite a while over there, in an area around a specific church, I believe. You can call him too, associate these beings with Mothman, perhaps. The ones that I've ever seen are the winged females, and they're usually right around 5 foot tall, usually with a 12 to 15 foot wingspan, I guess. Now, the only time you're going to see these guys or gals is usually when they are looking for humans for two reasons: either to eat them or to mate with them. And that's why I've been getting the letters from the men, I think, in that they're seeing these winged women and they're wondering what the heck is going on, because they are very aggressive. Female Ishkatini will look to human men for two reasons: for food or for a mate. And then they breed a breeder, and then they kill them. Okay, I've only ever seen one male Ishkatini, and they only breed with the female Ishkatini. So there is no worry happenstance for human females. These guys are very aggressive when they find what they want. They go down and they literally will terrorize a human male until they get what they want, which is entrapment. And once they have them trapped, then they will force them to breed with them. These guys have been through legend and lore for a long, long time. There's even a African version of this being that is very well known in Africa for the same tactics. They eat humans and breed with them. And the Africans are very afraid of these guys. Now, Native Americans say that they come from another dimension. Well, you can say that about most conscious cryptids, okay? They are here first, have been here first forever, pretty much. And humans are the new ones on this planet to them. So, in Native American lore, we talk about them as coming from a different dimension. And I believe that all dimensions overlap, okay? So if you work with portals and other things such as I do, then you understand it. But it's really hard to get across to people who don't understand portals or understand extra dimensional beings, how they can slip in and out of our realm. But it really is quite simple. Everything on the earth vibrates, it just vibrates at different frequencies. And that is the truth, because what you're saying here are atoms speed up, slow down, molecules speed up, slow down. Everything here is the same, made out of the same atoms. It's just comprised differently. So for them to be extra dimensional and slipping in and out of our dimension is nothing, okay? Because humans can actually slip in and out of the dimensions as well. And if you question that, you can go on YouTube anywhere and pull up hundreds of videos where people have been taking video and a person will just pop into the video, in traffic or walking down a sidewalk or whatever. There's just a ton of them. People have been in the right place at the right time and caught something very strange with a person just appearing in front of them. And that's just being people stepping in and out of the dimensions. And Earth, if you understand anything about Earth, the dimensional rifts that we have here come in waves, just like the ocean. If you're ever looking at the ocean, and you put a stick on a river or the ocean, you'll sit there and you watch it bob, 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 real wacky. And then that's pretty much how the dimensional rifts are here on this planet. They come in waves like that. And if you're in the right place at the right time, you're going to see something. Now Ishkatini and many of the other cryptids that are out there, over the years prior to us, have developed these senses and these abilities to perceive these waves or rifts in the time, in the the pattern, and so they're able to utilize those. It's just something that I want to make everyone aware of, so that when you're out there in the forest and you come across one of these beings, I always tell people to look up, because people in general have a tendency to focus on what's at eye level, or if you're actually hunting, you tend to look down at the ground for sign, prints, whatever. Most people don't think to look up, and that's really where you will learn over a period of time that there are specific cryptids that use that to their advantage, because they dwell in the upper areas of our planet. Okay? So Ishkatini is very much owl-like, in that she will use this to her ability, her advantage. She's up there, she's sitting there watching you walk through the forest, you have a dog or you have a small child with you, whatever. She's going to do what she can to either A, get food, like an owl, she's watching, she's going to swoop down on you and grab you and take you, or B, she's going to swoop down and enfold you with those wings and try for all she's worth to get you to mate with her. I know this is a really uncomfortable situation, but I really want to kind of let people know that this is happening. This does happen. You don't get to hear about it so much on YouTube or in the newspapers or on the online areas, because really it's embarrassing to men and women, to be attacked by something that they don't understand, and then if they're men, to be forced to copulate with this thing. It's like a rape victim taking out an ad on the online saying, hey, I was raped. They're not going to do that. So what happens is they approach me asking me what's going on, and I explain to them, and either I work with them to help them overcome what's happened to them, because I do counsel battered women, and so now I am counseling men who have been attacked by these creatures. I have one gentleman who said that I may use this as an example. Not only came after him, but he survived the ordeal, went home, and 2 days later started noticing that he had dead animals being placed on his front steps, so that they were like gifts. And what really scared him was the fact that his 14-year-old son came home that day and told him that he had seen this very strange bird woman following him through the trees as he was walking to his bus stop home. So now she's focused on his son. So this is very terrifying to this man, and this family, because already one of them has been literally raped. Now she's eyeballing a younger one, and what is she going to do with that one? Is she going to rape him, or is she going to eat him? Nobody knows. So what ends up happening is that sometimes these cryptids, because they are conscious, they're not a dumb animal. These beings, and they are beings with a capital B, they are in existence, and they are highly intelligent. They are very conscious of what they are doing, hence my name for this subject, conscious cryptids. They are very aware of what they are doing, and to really think about this, I'm going to put on this video, I'm going to put up some pictures of demons that have been known through history that look amazingly like Ishkatinis. Okay, so I really want people to be aware of these things, because a lot of times people are saying they're seeing giant birds, these huge birds, and they don't understand what they are, but all they see, they just catch a glimpse. Sometimes they're the big black ones, which we know those are completely different, but sometimes they are owl-shaped, just like Ishkatini, and there again, you have to wonder, are the demons from beyond, from past histories, based off of these guys that the people had seen? Because when I put these pictures up, you guys are going to realize instantly that this demon is human, and it's female. It's obviously female. It's got breasts and wings and the facial features, and and it's looks exactly like an Ishkatini. So you have to wonder. The other one that I wanted to talk to people about are, I guess we're going to call him the Jersey Devil. I've gotten a couple letters from people asking about that. Really, the history for the Jersey Devil goes clear back, and it's the people that used to inhabit the Pine Barrens where people see the Jersey Devil were the Lenni Lenape. And the Lenni Lenape were very familiar with this creature. They knew that it was evil. They knew that it would hurt humans, eat humans if it could get a hold of them. So they were very much aware of it, and they made sure that they stayed away from it. They didn't go into its specific area where it was at. So when the settlers came, the Lenni Lenape were very concerned, and were trying to let people know that, hey, there's something evil that lives there. It's lived there for thousands of years, and you just need to leave it alone. You don't really need to be going there. Well, people went there anyway, and they started disappearing, and even up to today, people have vanished from the Pine Barrens. Just going for a walk, staying on a path, going from point A to point B, where the path is marked, clearly safe, and they vanish. Okay, now you can attribute that to a human if you like, or you can attribute it to what really is up there, and I have always been one to call a spade a spade. I'm not going to lie as to what it is. People want to think that it's a prehistoric thing. It's not. It is another conscious cryptid. This cryptid has been there for a long time. It comes from another realm up through the earth to our world, okay? And it leaves our world through going back down into our world. Now, am I saying that the world's hollow? In certain spots it is. The planet is hollow, okay? It's just a given. I mean, it's well known. Arizona, California, San Francisco, California, there again, Oregon, there are spots where there are tunnels, it's hollow beneath these cities. Tennessee is the same way. West Virginia has some. West Virginia actually has quite a few, where that leads down to these pockets, these underground pockets of space between our world, and there are a number of beings that live down there, okay? Now, the Jersey Devil has been coming up and down for thousands of years. It's got an opening and an entrance to the earth, and it comes and goes. It eats people. It's not friendly, there again, my advice to you, when you encounter this thing, please don't go hunting them. I have a lot of people that contact me and say, well, I'm a cryptid hunter. I want you to go hunting with me, and I'll make sure you're safe with me, and we'll keep you protected. And my answer to them is this: how about I go with you and I keep you protected? Because what you're telling me you're going to be using and dealing with these beings, you have absolutely zero knowledge of. And that is the truth. So I try to make people aware of what they are dealing with and why. Okay, these things are conscious of every aspect of what they are doing. And I need people to understand that. Now, that being said, we can go back through the histories and look at things that have been flying around on this planet for a long time, attacking people, eating people, carrying people off, to where the indigenous peoples were actually terrified of these beings, because they did not know, in some cases, how to deal with them. And in other cases, they had been dealing with them for so long that they had developed their own ways of handling them, and sometimes that meant appeasing them. And that did mean giving up sacrifices and saying, okay, well, we're going to designate something or someone as a sacrifice to this thing in the attempt that it will leave us alone. And that's the best thing that they could come up with. And they did what worked for them. So we have to just accept that. Now, in this time frame, we don't have to accept that. We can be very conscious ourselves of what we are doing out in the woods and what is surrounding us when we are out there. So that way we know if and when we're in danger. Okay? The other thing that I would like to talk about are the little white beings that are seen around rivers and streams. I've had a couple people ask me if they're safe to interact with. These are the Menegishi, and the Menegishi are also known as, let me think what they're called, Dover demons. Okay, the Menegishi are little white humanoids that have been here for about 10,000 years. You can look them up online. They're small. I think I might put one in here too in this video so that way you can see them. They are very small beings that have little suction cups for hands. They've got kind of like an egg-shaped body almost. Their head is real big. They're slippery looking and sticky looking, and they are. The Minagishi live in the water. They are around water for a long time. Like I said, for thousands of years. They are just a type of being that really doesn't want to interact with humans. Sometimes they're curious when they see you out in the wilderness in their areas, and they may follow you, if you're down by the river. But for the most part, they're going to avoid you because they are very fragile beings. A lot of people don't understand that about these guys. They don't have weapons. They don't cause danger or harm this way. The only time I've ever seen a Minagishi get aggressive was when someone invaded their home space, which was in a river, and kept going out. And this particular Minagishi had small ones, small children, and it got upset, perturbed, and did everything that it could to scare away the man, that was out there causing grief, because it kept yanking him down in the water and things like that. It wasn't trying to drown him, it was trying to scare him, to make him leave, which it eventually did have. The outcome was what it wanted. But my point here is that these guys may look freaky with their big head and their big eyes. They're really spindly, skinny little things, and they stay near the water. So if you're down near the water and you see something hopping around down there, they're only about 3.5, 4 feet tall. They weigh probably 90 pounds, if that, full grown. My people have known about them forever and ever. There again, we just leave them alone, and they leave us alone. They're harmless. They want to be hidden. They want to be left alone, and they are intelligent. My grandmother's house, as everyone knows, was near the swamps, so I would take them food, and that was how I interacted with them, taking them food. They like that, and they will consider it as like a form of friendship. They'll pop up to see you or whatever, and then they'll take it and be gone. They totally understand what their lifestyle is. They understand that you are a human and that you have no business in their area, so they really don't care to interact too much with us. Okay? And those are pretty much the subject that I wanted to cover today, because I had some people that, like I said, I do pretty much by request or by questions that I get from people. I try really hard to answer what needs to be answered when people are dealing with things. So, that being said, if you have a cryptid that you would like me to talk about, let me know, and I will do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep doing this, putting the lessons out there until such time as I run out of lessons for you guys, but that's going to be a while, because this planet that we dwell on is a teaching planet. So it was made specifically for everybody and everything to be able to come here and live or experience their life cycle on this planet if they choose to. So you just have to look at it as a giant school, basically, with all these different students from different realities that come here. I know that's a kind of hard one for humans to accept, that we're not always just the be-all end-all of everything, but there are quite a few intelligent, conscious cryptids here that share this realm with us voluntarily, and I try really hard to help everyone so that way we can all be good neighbors and get along. Well, I guess that's about it for this one. So I will sign off. And if you have any questions for me, let me know. In the meantime, I hope you all have a great week ahead, and that you stay safe and have a beautiful and blessed week. Bye, everybody.